I don't think you're in the wrong. All you're doing is, honestly, what was the engagement part? She's nervous that she's gonna get engaged. Shit, I fucking. No, it's crazy. This was the question that I edited for you to read.
So you have already read this, and like you can't even.
I'm not gonna lie. I was focusing on the camera to like see if I could go through the whole question without breaking eye contact, but I didn't do it.
And welcome back to Give It To Me Straight. I'm Alex.
And I am John. And we are your gracious host.
Wow.
Obi, lock it up.
He's just a scratchy boy.
As soon as we start talking, he's like, I'm up.
I'm
out.
He's become needier the older that he gets. Can you just lay?
Lay down.
He wants
Dude,
to always
look
be
at your
between
drink.
us. I know. Well, look at the bottom.
That's why I put it back in the fridge.
Well, I know, but there was only
couldn't
one
get
left.
There's a ton in the garage.
Well, this is what I got. This is what you left me with. So thanks, John.
Mine's a warm one from the garage.
Well, look, it's not. It balances.
I hate that.
Look at it.
I don't like that.
For anyone who is not watching on YouTube, you should be. But I'm drinking out of a LaCroix can, not sponsored, but the bottom of this can is like, what would you call it?
It's popped out.
Popped out. So it's playing with fire.
This can
right
is like
now.
a metaphor of our life, just living on the edge.
I feel like everything I schedule on the dot to the minute.
What?
Some days, though. Some days it's just like...
But it's like you do that. I don't feel bad for you, but like you do it to both of us. You thrive under chaos. Because there's stuff you
like, what could I have done today? I was doing things all day. What could I have done?
You know what I'm going to say?
What?
The video. The ad
that
was
you done yesterday.
I know, but because...
So what could have been done today?
Stuff you did today, you could have done yesterday instead of doing the one video that you could have done the week before.
No, what would I have done today that was different?
Pulled questions.
You could pull questions too,
you don't trust me. You don't trust me.
My God.
That's what happens when you don't trust your partner. You want to do it all yourself.
Because you
that's
pull
why we're in the
questions
situation that we're in.
How much do you love John's big dick? And I know that you send those in.
There's a lot of great questions in there that you don't want to use.
Why are you like dressed up? Number one, like you have your nice ring on. You look fancy.
We just did a shoot,
and I'm literally wearing.
You made me dress up.
You weren't wearing that. You weren't wearing that.
The fact that I had to put hair gel in for the video, I'm like, well, I got to keep it now.
I feel like we're never on the same page.
Do I look like I'm about to go golfing?
You know what? I don't care because a lot of the times I'm wearing something nice and you look not nice. So it's fine. You can have your moment.
You're complimenting me right now.
You can have your moment. Yeah, you look good.
This is from Zahara.
You do look like you're
Is
about
it Zahara?
to... Zara.
Zara.
It's
Shirt
not
by Zara.
Zahara. It's Zara. Which, well, should we go into our updates of the week? We went to the Barbie premiere.
Well, wait, let's go back to my shirt for a second.
No, I know, but
don't knock
this is related.
Go ahead.
Because at Zara, we're shopping around and we went specifically for John because John had nothing to wear to this premiere and really nothing to wear ever. So we were like, let's do some shopping. So we go to the mall and I had never actually been to Zara, but I was like, oh, it looks like there's tons of options. So we're shopping for John. We're getting him shirts like this one, and they have a sale, which looks great.
I'm just so distracted. I'm watching Kobe's tongue is wrapping around his like paw. Can you get him to stop? Get him to stop.
Why?
I can hear his licking. I'm only focused on the licking.
Pay attention to me.
Kobe, lock it up.
So we are leaving and I walk by this clutch that is a heart shaped and it's covered in rhinestones. And I'm like, oh, this would be perfect to wear at the Barbie premiere. And John goes, I don't know. Today's about me. I
didn't say that. I just like, it looked kind of tacky. It wasn't anything nice.
Like, yeah, but I was like, it goes with the theme of Barbie. So I was like, okay, if it's back here when we're done shopping, like I'll pop in. If it's still here, I'll get it. So we're still going around for like another hour and a half. Go back to the store and it's gone. So I was like, fuck, all right, it wasn't meant to be. But I kept thinking about it for the next like 48 hours. I was looking online for it. I was like, I should have got it. I didn't trust my gut in the moment and I should have gotten it. And so a week later, we somehow were back at that same mall. And I was like, oh, I doubt they have it, but like maybe they have an extra one somewhere. And they
long
did.
Story short, they had it.
And they did. And I was so excited. I've never been so excited. I was like, this is the best moment. Yeah, I was so excited. And it was only like $15. Oh my gosh, it was so cute.
Man, what a crazy story.
Anyone who has left something behind that they should have purchased will understand the excitement.
Well, I thought that I'm like, is this like something wrong with it? Like a defect on the purse?
No, there
'Cause
was
it
no
like a weird
defect. It
knot.
was the style of it, John. So what was your experience at the Barbie premiere? Because that was fun.
Well, I'll say the movie's actually not bad. I didn't know what to
Not
expect.
bad.
The,
I
the,
thought
the bar was on the ground. I'm like, a Barbie movie? What is this gonna? And I also thought it was gonna be G rated because I thought it was for kids
Yeah, no, it's
from
for
Mattel.
adults.
But it was PG-13, and it was funny. It was like little witty parts. Ryan Gosling really had some moments there I thought were hilarious. But it's cool, man. It's about like woman empowerment and stuff, and like that's pretty much what I got from
I
it.
thought it was amazing. It made me laugh. It made me cry. All the feels. It was just a really great. It was one of the best movies I've seen this year. And like, we're not getting paid to say this. It's just, I really thought that it was. Why don't you? What? You just seem so like.
I mean, it's whatever.
Blah.
We just have two different opinions. I think it was a good movie. Is
'Cause you're a
Barbie
man.
like my like?
It's because you're a man.
Go to. Would I click on that?
Played with Barbie, so you don't understand the nostalgic of it
Yeah, like
or the nostalgia.
I want to go see Oppenheimer.
Okay,
Other
well, you
movies
could
come
see
out.
that
But Barbie
too.
was good. But I'm saying like those are the two difference of like what we like. Like I'm a Saving Private Ryan man. That's my favorite.
You could be
favorite movie.
both. You could do both.
But it's like polar opposites. It doesn't matter just because I'm not saying I love the movie. I mean, it was a good movie. Like that's about it.
Okay, I want you to be obsessed with it because I want to go see it again. I want to see
That's
it
like
again.
you being like, what are you passionate about? I'm like, nothing.
Yeah,
And it makes you so mad that I'm
Because
not passionate about
you
something.
should be like you should do the work and like
I do
be
the work.
passionate about something.
I put a lot
No,
of work
like-
into things.
No, like the internal work, you know, not like physical work. Like do the internal work and be like, what would make me happy?
Kobe, lay down.
He's the star of the show today. All right, so you hated the Barbie movie.
No, I
but
didn't
we
fucking
had-
say that. But we met a lot of cool people. And sometimes, like, when we get invited to these things, I'm not sure if it's like the world premiere or if it's just a screening or like what exactly it is. And it was like a legit, experience with the, pink carpet, not red carpet. But
Yeah.
everyone's there, like fucking all the actors.
Right. This was like the biggest one that I think that we've ever been to.
Right.
It was crazy. It was so fun. I was just like, I couldn't believe, I feel so lucky that we were invited to go. And it's inspiring too. I was like, one day we're going to make a movie
One day.
and we'll have a carpet. And I don't know what color it will be.
It was hot as fuck, though.
It was a hot day.
It was extremely hot.
I was sweating. The thing that I didn't prepare for was how long we were going to be on our feet because when there's like different waves of people who like walk the red carpet, obviously they save the best for last. So we walked pretty early on, but then they had this like pre-party where you have dinner or not dinner, but like drinks and like hors d'oeuvres. And so we walk and then we go to this pre-party and it was just hours long until the actual screening started. And John and I bought new shoes for this and did not
Worst mistake.
dress for comfort, which was a big mistake
I was
because
bleeding
it was
out.
such a long day that we watched the movie, went to the after party, lasted maybe 30 minutes, and then we left.
I was like, I can't do this. More upsetting, Alex didn't let me get any of the food. It's
What
like all
food?
this
What do you
night.
mean?
What do you mean? What food? They
You
had
could've.
literally. They
I
had
like how you
buffet
blame
of
me
all this
literally
food,
for
and you're like,
everything.
We're leaving.
As if you are not a grown ass
I mean,
adult.
did I want to leave? Yeah.
I said, John, I can stand in one place. I can't walk around. Like go in line. And I said, do you want to leave? And you said, yeah, let's get out
well,
of here.
yeah, but
If
then
you had-
but the food came
if
out.
you had communicated to me that you wanted to stay for the food, we could have stayed for the food.
Alex, how long does it take me to eat food?
John, again,
How long
you
does it take
didn't
me?
communicate that to me.
20 seconds?
I know that you eat food quickly. You didn't tell me that you wanted to even stay to eat the
You were
food.
such a lot. I go, Alex, look at all the food that's here. And you go, you could stay. I'm leaving. I'm like, I just want to have a piece of fucking chicken. I've been eating 6 hours. But no.
But you didn't say.
not
We
gonna-
just were walking by. We were on the way to the exit, and that's when John saw the food. And he goes, oh, chicken.
This looks so good.
Okay, well, I'm sorry then that you didn't communicate what you wanted.
Right. Well, we saw Margot Robbie too.
Guys, she was
teeny.
so close to us. So like they have reserved like lounge stations for the cast, and I'm assuming like the director
Not
and anyone
us.
involved, not us. And so they have high tops though everywhere. It's like in this big hall. And so we post up at this high top. We actually met the team who made all of the floats in the movie. So we're talking to them for a minute. We're like enjoying a drink, just like meeting new people. And then in the lounge section next to us, all of a sudden, I see real life Barbie, Margot Robbie, literally sit inches from us. Like I could have reached out and tapped her on her shoulder and gave her a kiss. And it took everything inside of me not to do that.
Yeah, because that bouncer would just murder us.
Oh yeah, 100%. Everyone's surrounded by security, but we were so close, and she's even more beautiful in person.
It's still wild we get to do things like this.
I know.
Though. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
I think it's funny, like, just to give like some insight, where when we were at the little pre-party before we got to go in, it was just a bar. We're kind of just, you probably would think from an outsider looking in, there was something crazy going on, but we're all just kind of just chilling there.
Yeah.
Burning time until we can go to the premiere.
Just trying to not sweat through our outfits.
Right. It's like nothing crazy, but like then we walked out and the amount of fans weren't
not for us.
Not for Alex side, no. But the amount of people outside of the bar just like trying to get photos and pictures with like certain creators. I just thought it's so surreal. It's crazy.
Right. I know. We're very blessed to be able to do this. I like when we were at the premiere, I was just like, wow, this is amazing. It was so fun.
Enough about that. Yeah, so we did the premiere.
Anything else? My feet still hurt, and it's days later.
No, I don't think there's anything else. So I think that was our main event for the week.
That was the highlight.
The highlight.
Yeah, and it's just been really hot and nice, though.
Nice and hot.
Any house updates?
Perfect.
No,
there's still
we're just still
Bella
waiting
Builder's still grinding away
for plumbing to get put in and all that stuff. But
well, what's the one update? There's one thing that happened at the premiere.
Well, we won't say names, but our neighbor is a famous person, and we found that out from someone like another neighbor, or like the previous. We had found out from several people in our neighborhood, and again, there's only like 4 houses on our block, and we're the teeniest house. Everyone has gates, so it is hard to meet people. But I was like, Instagram is a thing. Let me message our neighbor. So I sent a message a few months ago, just saying, very friendly, saying, hey, we had moved in down the block. Would love to connect with you guys because we're the same age as them. And if you need anything,
ghosted,
let us know. No response. And I know this individual saw my message, but it's fine because I know that like we get messages sometimes you can't respond to everything. And so I was just like, whatever. But again, we're neighbors. So I was like, why would you not? Whatever. So we're at the premiere and we're sitting in our seats and Jon goes, Alex, I'm almost positive our neighbor is 2 rows behind us. And I go, no way.
It wasn't 2 rows. It wasn't 2 rows. It was at least 4 rows behind us.
No, it was.
I yelled it.
Well, okay, but it wasn't.
I wouldn't yell.
It wasn't 8 rows.
No, but
it wasn't 8 rows. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, it is. And Jon goes, I'm going to say something. And I'm like, no, Jon, please, because I knew that they hadn't responded to our initial message. And Jon goes, hey, neighbor. He said his name, and he goes, we're your neighbors. And it looked like they saw a ghost. They looked up and they were like, oh, hey.
I made sure to continue eye contact until they realized.
And I'm like, hey, I'm Alex. This is Jon. We'll have to officially meet you. It was so awkward. So awkward.
She like tapped her husband. She's like, that's our neighbors.
Those are our neighbors. I'm like, yeah, the creepy ones who messaged you on Instagram.
Anyway, they know now. The ball's in their court to never talk to us ever again.
Like premiere, I can count on, I don't have enough hands to count on how many awkward interactions I probably had with people. That's the issue about like these things is like you have such a heightened sense of like what you're saying. And you're like, was I an idiot? And you're like, yeah, wow. I came off sounding like a fucking idiot. And so
I don't care. Who cares?
I know you should.
No one is cooler than anyone else.
No.
You're gonna ghost us. I'm your neighbor.
But
I
you're
just want us to
hyper
know.
aware of the awkwardness, like the weirdness. You're just aware of it, and I'm like, this is so uncomfortable.
It's weird that you thought it was so much more awkward. I always thought it was totally fine. I'm like, hey, we're your neighbors. And then I just turned around. I was like,
literally, I was like, oh.
Oh wait, there is one more update. I forgot.
What?
Because I talked to you about this yesterday. I was in the grocery store and I got my cart and this woman goes, hey, I know who you are. I'm like, oh, hey, blah. She's like, you're an Instagram guy, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, hi, I'm Jon. And she introduces herself. And I just was like, just so you know, I was like, just so you know, you're stunning. and I just said it as a compliment. She's like, "Oh, thank you." And I left and went down another aisle, and I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, was that awkward? Like, should I not have said that? And I meant it as like a genuine compliment. Like, she was a beautiful woman. She had to be a model. It wasn't me hitting on her or anything. And me saying, "You're stunning." I'm like, I got that from Alex because you say that to women. Like,
Well, yeah. I mean,
stunning.
if I see someone who's beautiful, I'll tell them. But when you told me that, like, I don't think that you were hitting on her.
No.
Like, you'd said it as a compliment. But then the more I was
but
thinking
then I'm
of
like,
it,
I'm a man. I probably shouldn't have said it
well,
like
I was
that.
like, would I, without you, say something to a guy? No. Like, it probably, if anything, came off more that you were hitting on her to her because you weren't with me.
I don't think she took it like that though, because she was like, "Oh, thank you very much." I mean, she was with her kids and stuff. I just shook her hand. I was like, "See ya."
I'm sure it made her day. Like, I would love to be called stunning.
Well, I'm pretty sure.
But I never get
she
compliments
is
like that.
Yes, you do.
No, but I mean,
Everyone thought you were beautiful at the Barbie premiere.
because
Come on,
everyone was
Barbie.
beautiful.
Let's go party.
At the Barbie premiere. No, I think that if you feel and it doesn't come off in a creepy way, like I think that you should tell someone when they look good. Like it's not going to make someone feel weird, especially when you're like not.
I
weird
think there's a
about it.
fine line, right? Like how to do it in a non-creepy way. I don't think
And
I
she
said
knows you're married.
Oh, right, and she's the one who said hi to me. So
Right.
I don't know. It's like a compliment
No,
for a
I don't think
compliment.
that that's
I guess.
weird. Yeah, but what do you think was weird about that?
Oh, just like, I guess I got in my head. I was like, should I not have said that, or should I just been? Because I think it would have been weirder if I was like, "You're a pretty lady."
I mean, if you're sexually attracted to someone, then no.
Right. No, I didn't say it like that.
Since we've had this conversation about handing your number away, but yeah, no, I think that's fine. It was not.
It's just like the more I talk about that, I'm like, man, I guess I shouldn't have said anything.
I don't know.
I don't know, because we should all be nice to each other.
But I think it can cross a line when it's coming from the opposite sex. Like to me,
That's
I would
unfortunate,
appreciate so much more hearing from a woman that I'm stunning. Like if a girl was like, "You're stunning," I'd be like, "Oh my God, she actually means it." Where if it came from a guy, I'd be like, "Of course."
Dude, I would love to hear from a woman over a guy.
Okay, but you're a guy. I'm talking about a girl getting compliments. Like we could get compliments all day. Just go to 7-Eleven or the gas station. Like I'm getting compliments everywhere I go.
That's what you chose, 7-Eleven or the gas station?
That's where I get mine.
Stop. I compliment you all the time.
Not enough. You never call me stunning, John.
Well, this is an interesting.
Like,
This is an
right,
interesting
I
topic,
haven't.
though.
Yeah.
I need some people.
Like what's appropriate?
Some people write in, yeah,
What's appropriate?
because it should be like spread kindness. You know,
There is a way to say it. Like when you're in the grocery store, like
I'm not like I'm trying to tap that ass.
right. I don't know. I think it's fine.
All right.
Should we jump into
Yeah,
questions?
please.
All of my friends are married or planning their weddings. I can't help but compare my life to theirs since I'm the oldest one in my friend group. It took me a bit longer to find a great guy. I know my time is coming because I'm in a really good place in my relationship, but how do I stop comparing my relationship timeline to other couples?
I feel like that's anything in life, like someone getting a better job than you. Or
100%.
you just have to stop comparing yourself in general, and that's so much easier said than done, right?
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, you have to know that everyone is on their own journey, and just because some people are getting married younger, it doesn't mean that they're in good relationships. Like timing does not necessarily mean quality. Like early timing doesn't mean quality. Same thing with jobs, you know?
right? Or also look at something that they're doing wrong in their life to make yourself feel better.
Yeah, that's healthy. Just look at all the things that are shitty in their life instead.
Try
I
to,
think
like, equal
we've
it out
said
a
it
little
before. Comparison is the thief of joy. It is so hard though to do.
bit. Okay, besides the advice I just gave, what else? Anything else they can do?
We're like, just stop.
Just-
That's our
Just
advice.
stop thinking like
Just
that.
don't compare. That's the most basic
I
advice.
think just to be aware that it is it's natural
Yeah.
to feel that way. I'm sure it's the same thing with like people getting pregnant or like new jobs.
Advancing
I
in your
think
career.
Everyone thinks that, but try to be self-aware that it's like it's okay that they are progressing in a different way that you are. Your time will come. Everyone's timeline is different, like you said.
I saw a TikTok the other day that had such a good explanation about like not comparing your journey to someone else's, like timelines, expectations of where you should be, when you should be there. And how powerful it is to not compare yourself to other people's journeys. But
Of course.
yeah, I mean, I think it's just natural though. So
You
don't
could say
hate
the
on
same
yourself.
thing about how powerful it is to not care about what other people are doing that's dumb. You know, like how we had the question last time. It's like, try not to, like, you can't control what other people do. And it's so freeing to be able to, like, get that mindset out of your head.
I think ultimately, like, we just have
Just
to
do
stop
you.
caring about what people are doing in general.
Right.
Just stop.
Of course, it's hard because
just
it's in your face, though.
give less shit.
Social media, like your
Right.
family, your friends, you're around people constantly. It's constant, like, stimulus of what other people are doing.
Next question. To what extent do you guys influence each other to be better? I tend to find my boyfriend's well-intended reminders to work out a little controlling, and he tends to feel like I don't push him enough to be more fit and healthy. Should partners push each other, or should people self-motivate?
I think push each other. I mean, why are you going to be with somebody if it's not going to better yourself?
Well, I don't
And
know.
better as
I
a
don't think
team.
that you can rely on your partner to push you or vice versa. I think that like you lead by example. Like you going to the gym motivates me to go to the gym. Not because you're like, Alex, you should go to the gym. It's more of a competition thing where I'm like, you can't work out without me. Like I have to work. If you're going to work out, I'm going to also burn calories.
We're competitive people, though. Not everyone's has that mindset.
Right. But I just think when it's like when you become a better version of yourself, you're able to overflow into other people. And so I just think that that's what it is. Like you lead by example, you influence by action. And so whatever you want to do, but I don't think that you should be pushing or controlling people to do something.
No,
You
I
could lead a
mean,
horse to water.
I agree. Like self-motivation is the best, like to do it yourself. But like, if you're going to have a partner, because how I look at it is I married you because I know you're going to better me. I'm doing so much more in my life because I met you. I would have been so much more stagnant if I didn't. And I just think that it is an important role of both partners in the relationship to push each other to grow.
But it's more accountability. Like I'm not forcing you to do these things.
Okay.
I mean,
There's
maybe
like-
I did
there's
force
like
you to do some TikToks. But
Sure. There's like a fine line, but like I think it's both self-motivation, but also like pushing each other. I think both are healthy in moderation.
I don't know. I don't think that you should force your partner to do anything that they don't want to do. I think you have to be self-motivated. You can't rely on someone else. It's like giving advice to someone who isn't ready to hear it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you can,
I think
like, you have to get there on your own. You have to be
That's-
motivated on your own.
giving advice to someone is different than giving advice to your partner. That's two different. I think that's you. It's hard to say like don't get affected by what other people are doing, but when it's your life partner, I think that's a little different
I'm just
because
saying,
what they're doing affects you.
of course, but you can't rely on them to make you a better person and vice versa.
Okay, you can't rely on them, but it sure can fucking help.
Right. I mean, and that's why like you put a lot of energy into who you choose as your partner. We're just talking in circles. What?
I don't know. Whatever. I think your partner should push you. I'm gonna hold my ground on that. And you think your
I
partner
feel like
shouldn't
right
push
now
you.
this is like in the Bridesmaids movie when
Yeah,
they're like,
yeah.
well,
People don't
we
change.
always reference this.
People don't change.
Yeah.
Well,
I think they growing is changing. That's exactly what it is.
right.
I mean, we can agree to disagree, or no, we're kind of saying the same thing, but different.
I'm saying both are healthy. You're saying only being
I'm
self-motivated.
not saying
is healthy.
only. Like, I do think that, like, because it's like in relationships, it's not always 50-50 or whatever, 100-100, whatever it is. Like, you both have to show up. And sometimes your partner's not showing up as much as you need them to, or you feel depleted and they need to pull some more slack, whatever it is. But I'm just saying, like, you can't force your partner to do something that they don't want to do. So in this, she's saying, I tend to find my boyfriend's well-intended reminders to work out a little controlling. Like, he's reminding her to work out.
Dude, fucking to each his own. I get that. I think, why are we're saying the same thing?
All right,
I'm
so
just saying.
ultimately, should partners push each other or should people self-motivate? It's a balance of both.
Thank you. Okay.
Next question. I'm a 30-year-old single guy who can't drink. It's been a year and a half since I've been on a real date, and I'm not sure where to begin. Dating apps and cheesy pickup lines aren't working anymore, so I need some ideas. How can I attract women who won't ruin my life? I feel like that just took a turn, like real nice. And it's like, oh, so you've been hurt.
The guy seems like he's been through a battle or two, so
Someone ruined his life.
someone hurt him.
I think that it's becoming more trendy to do sober things and be sober, like sobriety is trending, but just then find people, start doing things that you enjoy doing, like join an intramural, like that's health related. You're more likely to probably find someone who doesn't drink. Also, are you looking for a girl who doesn't drink? Is that, a boundary for
True.
you or something that's necessary?
Non-negotiable.
Or is it someone who just, drinks occasionally? Like what?
Social.
Yeah.
Social.
Social. But I think you have to put yourself in those places like coffee shops, Whole Foods, Erewhon. I don't know.
I'm sure it gets exhausting. I know it does. Being on the apps and just like grinding away on there trying to find someone like decent.
But cheesy pickup
Dude's
lines
been doing it for 35
don't
years.
have
so.
to be you though. If like you don't feel like that's aligned with you, then don't do that. I think again, join an intramural, do something that aligns with the lifestyle that you want to live, and you'll find the people who will fit into that. Next question. So I got invited to be part of a wedding after jokingly telling them that I'd be their flower girl. The couple said screw it and wanted me to be in the wedding. My wedding is next year and I already have my groomsmen lined up and set. Am I supposed to have that groom in my wedding, or would he understand since I already have my groomsmen picked?
What? The groomsman that you were a flower girl
So
in?
no, he got invited to be a groomsman or part of a wedding party, and he's getting married in a year, but he already knows that this guy will not be in his bridal party.
Is he
And he's
invited
saying,
to the
like,
wedding though?
Is that okay? Am I supposed to have that groom in his wedding, or do you think that the guy will understand? I don't think you have to have him in your wedding.
No. I don't know. I can see like younger, if you're younger, that was like a thing. Like when our first friends were getting married, we're like, we all want to be groomsmen. And then the older you are, you're like, that's the last thing I want to do.
But age also might not have anything to do with it. I just think that, it's like a MySpace top 8 thing when it comes to bridal parties, when like you're picking and choosing friends.
Don't
it really
age
is.
yourself.
Remember MySpace top
Don't
8?
age yourself.
And you'd be like, bitch, why am I down at number 4? I was number 2 yesterday, you hoe.
I just remember AOL Instant Messenger.
What was your stupid away messages? Probably something
I don't remember.
emo. Because you were a disgruntled teen. Cut my life in 2 pieces.
It's probably something along like Blink-182 or something like
Yeah. You had ice.
frosted tips.
Frosted tips.
I had
That's
frosted
what it was.
tips. I had bleach blonde hair. I had the faux hawk. Metallica shirts. I used to shop at Hot Topic. I was going through some shit.
For how much you bleached your hair, I can't believe that you have hair left. Stop. What is that?
Can you do this?
No, I can't. I'm not as
I think this
skilled.
is like a CKY thing. CKY
All right, let's
is
get back
like
to the question.
Band
So
Margera
ultimately, no, I don't think that you have to put him into your bridal party, but I do think maybe a conversation needs to be had, but I think he would understand.
I don't think, why does a conversation need to be had? Like, unless just play dumb. Be
it's
like,
a
"Oh,
numbers
I didn't-"
thing too.
whatever.
And also, like, if you're not that close, like, they also didn't prioritize you from the beginning. Like, they're just putting you in now.
Yeah, you were gonna be the flower girl.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, so it's like you weren't even part of the bridal
Right.
party.
So no.
Really.
And if you really want to include someone into like a wedding,
Had him,
like,
yeah,
have
make
him-
him read something.
yeah,
You'll
make
love
him
that.
read something or hand out brochures or whatever it is. What are they called?
Pamphlets, brochures.
No, but at
Wedding
the wedding,
brochures.
they're called something.
No cards.
No, they're
Letters,
called
envelopes.
They're called something.
Parchment
at
papers.
weddings.
Scripted.
John, like literally, you're just
Cursive
yelling
paper.
words, and I can't think of what it's called. What is it called? How many weddings have we done? It's called like
an
the thing that you-
itinerary.
You didn't even say itinerary.
Itinerary.
Correct.
Itinerary.
Itinerary.
Whatever.
Okay. What is it
Who
called?
cares? Next question. Next question. Next question.
Fuck, this is gonna bother me. I'm sure people are yelling in their car, or maybe we already said it and it's just not clicking. But I'm sure people are yelling like, "It's this," And
Day of events
I don't
paper.
remember. No, that's not what
Events
it is.
of the
either.
day paper.
Nope,
That's what I meant to
that's
say.
not what it is. Next question. I've been catching up with my first ex-boyfriend and we've decided to meet up again. I live in France and he lives in Germany. We were each other's first love and we haven't seen each other for about 8 years. I'm in a 4-year relationship with my fiancé and I don't feel like letting him know about this because I'm scared I'll catch feelings if we both meet up again. At the same time, I may not catch feelings because we have, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Keep going.
Stop dancing, Jon. You ruined the flow.
She's like, I'm
when
scared. I'm
trying-
scared I'm going to catch feelings. Ooh.
I'm glad you can make yourself laugh. All right. Should I read it again?
No, I got it. She's
So
scared
she's
she's
in a
going to catch
relationship.
feelings.
She's meeting up with her ex-boyfriend and they haven't seen each other in 8 years.
Cool. So that was the whole question.
But she has her fiance still. I may catch feelings. Blah, blah, blah. Should she try it? Should she meet up with her ex or not risk it? I'm ready.
What
for
do you
Johnson.
what do you fucking think? I feel like that was so hard for you to read. So she is engaged.
She's engaged.
And
Her
she-
ex-boyfriend reached out to her from 8 years ago and was like, "Let's get together." We haven't seen each other.
Let me see. Should we meet up? Should I potentially ruin my relationship with the person I'm engaged with?
Especially the fact that you're already thinking of not telling your fiance. Bitch, there's your
on,
answer.
come on.
Like, no.
Do you need closure? Is there some
It's
sort of
been
closure
8
you might need?
years. It's been 8 years and you're engaged. Let's just say for you, Jon.
I think at this point, honestly,
boop, beep, beep, DMs you, and she's like, look at my nice titties. Alex doesn't have those. And then she's like, I miss you. You were the one that got away. Let's just grab coffee. So she doesn't say those things since she didn't show you her titties. She just says, let's get coffee.
no comment. No, I'm just kidding.
John.
If you're thinking this way, if you're already thinking this way, you better look hard into don't get married. Think long and hard, because right now it's better to pull a Band-Aid off than to go through with a marriage and then ruin someone's life later on.
Right.
If you're already contemplating like, should I meet up with this person? The fact that you're asking us this question means you're thinking about it and you're asking for strangers' advice on what you should do. I'm telling you right now, if you're going that route, you need to cut off your engagement if you even think it's a good idea for you to meet this person.
Agreed. Well said, Love Dr. Jon.
Love Dr. Jon.
Next question. Do you have to like stretch out? Like you have to snap your joints?
Fucking back's killing me. The shirt's too big on me. You told me to get the shirt too. I knew it. I was like, I don't like
I think it looks nice.
non-form-fitting clothes. I feel like a
Just
Oompa
because
Loompa.
you just like want to show off your six pack all the time.
This is how
you
a shirt's
post one
supposed to fit?
picture
This is how a
in-
shirt's supposed to
with your
fit?
six pack, and everyone's like, "Ooh, John's so hot. Alex outkicked her coverage," and you're like, "I can't wear baggy clothes anymore." Get over yourself.
I feel good for 36.
Wow, you're 36.
That's all I'm
Oh
gonna say.
my gosh.
Go, next question.
I'm younger than you.
I know. You're youthful.
Next question. What is your take on a sibling getting engaged a couple of weeks before another sibling is getting married? For some context, my sister is 8 years younger than me and getting married at the end of the month. I was told by a family member that my boyfriend is going to propose to me a few weeks before the wedding, and then my mom stepped in and told him definitely not to do that and wait until after. Besides the fact that I'm extremely livid that my mom decided to call and tell me all of this, I'm confused about why an engagement a few weeks before the wedding is bad. At the end of the day, he's waiting until after, but I'm really curious about your thoughts on this because I keep getting mixed emotions. I have a really good relationship with my sister, but I'm told she would be really upset and think I would be stealing her wedding month. Thoughts?
I don't think you're in the wrong. All you're doing is, honestly, what was the engagement part? She's nervous that she's gonna get engaged. Shit, I fucking no. It's crazy. This was the question that I edited for you to read.
So you have already read this and like you can't even.
I'm not gonna lie. I was focusing on the camera to like see if I could go through the whole question without breaking eye contact, but I didn't do it. I only got through like a couple.
This
seconds.
episode is so chaotic. We're not giving any good advice.
I'm about to.
I
don't think she's in the
you
wrong.
don't even know what the question is.
I know, but I don't think she's wrong. But
You don't
what was
even-
the engagement part?
So her her sister is getting married. Her younger sister's getting married.
Yes.
Like, stop looking at me like that. And her mom called her and was like, your boyfriend was about to propose to you a few weeks before your sister's wedding. I told him not to.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Yeah. And she's like,
you're not
because
in the wrong.
Her sister would have been upset and thought that she would be stealing,
Got it.
her
1, 2, 3,
shine.
go. No, you're justified in however you're feeling. You're not going to ruin her wedding month. It has nothing to do with he's not proposing on the fucking day of your sister's wedding.
I was just going to say, like,
if you have such a good relationship with your sister, she should be understanding and happy for you. And your fucking mom should be understanding and happy for you. Your mom is just inserting herself into this to make her feel important about something that she's not even supposed to be involved in. So she could shut up. Your boyfriend should propose to you, and your sister should sit down because it has nothing to do with her wedding day, her wedding month. Get the fuck over that.
The fact that your mom also told you.
Crushed it.
Good job, John. That was good. But the fact that your mom even told you and ultimately like ruined the surprise of the proposal is number one, wrong. But I feel like there's this like entitlement around weddings where people feel like they own the year. Like you can't get married or engaged or pregnant or have anything that is going to interfere with this big event. But it's like you already have an engagement party, a bachelorette party, a fucking bridal shower. There's a wedding, a honeymoon. There's so much surrounded by weddings that it's like if other people had to time their lives around other people's weddings, nothing would get done. Nothing would get done. So I agree with John.
I just think on your specific days, if nothing happens on your specific day, then you shouldn't be concerned about it.
If anything, it would make this celebration even more fun at the wedding because
no. I'm
not saying to get engaged at the wedding. I'm saying like if you get engaged before, then you're seeing like family members. It still doesn't take away from your sister though. It's just again, there's enough room for everyone to be celebrated.
A lot of people don't think that way. A lot of people are selfish as fuck.
So anyway, you're allowed to be annoyed and your sister's not allowed to be upset.
So what I would do if I were you, I'd be like, hey.
Well, we're just going to go elope and get married before your wedding.
Yeah, double down. Not only get engaged, get married the week before her wedding.
That's right. That's our advice. Good advice. Yep. The best advice.
Leave it there.
Next question. My boyfriend and I have been together for 5 years now, and I honestly expected him to ask the big question within the next couple of years. We've recently been to a friend's wedding, and we sat at a table filled with his friends. And I say his friends because they don't approve of our relationship, as we've had a lot of ups and downs. The wedding was already awkward for me, but I tried to make the best of it. Jokingly talking to one of the other girls, she mentioned that she dished up food for her boyfriend because that's what true love is. And my boyfriend added the comment, I don't know what true love is. I was immediately heartbroken and don't even know what to do or how to feel at this point. His response to me when I asked him about the comment was that he joked to just get a laugh from his friends.
One, did you say dish like she made a plate for her boyfriend?
Yeah, I'm assuming that's what it means. Like she just like.
And two, what are the up and downs? What did you do? What did he do? What happened? Because maybe I wouldn't like you either.
Okay,
if you did some fucked up shit to my boy.
That also that's like another side of it. Yeah, exactly. Like this comment, like I just feel like you have to pick and choose your battles. Like, yes, it can sting because of your past, but at the same time, like you have to look at it for what it is and like, does your boyfriend actually love you? You know what I mean? Like if it's a joke, appreciate it for just being, or just like, yeah, it's an annoying joke, but like, let it be a joke. Do you know like the shit that we say to each other? And if we took it
horrible
to heart,
horrible things.
It's like, you just can't take some things to heart. You know what I mean? You have to know the intention behind it. And if it wasn't malicious, like he's dating you. So obviously he's fucking around when he says, I don't know what true love is. Like you've been together for 5 years, but
I'm still hung up on the up and downs. I want to know.
John's like,
let
me dive into your relationship.
Right.
I just
think you said, it's like a harmless little fucking joke.
Like pick and choose
Don't
your
let it get under your
battles.
skin so much. There's so many other bigger things to get mad about.
That's like where if you said that, like if we were like out and you were like, I don't know what true love is, like you have to give another like snarky remark back, like joke
'Cause that's what
back.
you would do.
Yeah. I'd be like, me neither. Like, I also don't know what true love is.
You're like, who are you?
Yeah, exactly. But, you know, what are you going to do? What are you going to do?
What are you going to do? What are you going to do? We are just slaying
Killing
it today.
it
We are
today.
killing it today.
We're killing it today. Imagine this is someone's like first time.
So basically, you're
listening
just
to
telling
us.
her to get over it. Is what you're
Basically,
saying.
yeah, like get the fuck over it. Or like, I don't know. It does depend on what your ups and downs are, because depending on that, I might be telling you to break up. Like,
Or I might be telling you to sit down. Like, is it something you did?
what?
Like, that's what I'm saying. If the ups and downs were like you
It takes
did,
two to tango.
I
Just
know.
because like she said there's ups and downs, like does
I'm basically
it
just
might-
going to like cheating or something. Like if you,
Oh, you think that there's like a reason the boys don't like her?
yeah, why would they not like her?
Well, maybe if the whole relationship is just toxic, you know? Like it's not that she's a bad person or he's a bad person. They're just not a good match.
All right.
And maybe you aren't a good match if you can't laugh at his jokes and
Well, that's true.
and he's making jokes that hurt your
A
feelings.
sense of humor is huge.
But like if his sense of humor doesn't align with yours and
That's
because
true,
he's
too.
making digs that are triggering to your past, you know what I mean?
You're speaking facts, girl.
Maybe you should leave him.
Boom.
More good advice.
That
from
was good.
us.
That was good.
Killing it. Next question. So I'm getting married in August 2024. We've already booked our elopement/micro wedding through a company that takes care of everything for the ceremony. And then we were planning to do a dinner/maybe games if the space allows. The max amount of people through the ceremony company is 30 people, including the bride and groom. If my fiance had it his way, we would elope completely, maybe parents/siblings and grandparents at most, but he is very introverted and antisocial. I would also call myself an introvert, but not to the same extent. I have 7 friends I want there, and he has 3 or 4, which I would consider both of our friends. So 30 is our perfect compromise for either of us. The problem is my grandma just found out that my aunts and uncles aren't invited. I see them maybe 3 times a year for dinner at the grandparents', whereas some of these friends I see daily or every few weeks. My grandma is pissed. They are not financially contributing, although
It's always
they
a
have
grandmother.
although they have money and probably will offer, as they've already hinted at booking the golf course they live on. The ceremony is already booked and save the dates have already been sent out. The most annoying part for me is that we stayed with them for a week and tried to bring up the wedding a few times and they didn't engage at all before anything was booked. So how do I stand up to my grandma and tell her that 30 people is the cap regardless of whether they contribute financially or not? I'm a big people pleaser. But how do I grow some balls and set some boundaries?
Well, you don't want to kill your grandmother.
Well, how would she kill her grandma?
Shock. Stress, shock,
Stress because your aunt and uncles aren't invited.
talking back to her.
Who? I don't know. Like,
Are
yes,
you Italian?
me.
No, her.
We've had family members have this issue as well. We had a big wedding though, and because of this issue, that's not why we had a big wedding. I wanted a big wedding. But you have to do what's best for you. Like, grandma, I love you, but at the end of the day, this is what we're doing. And she's going, as long as grandma's going, that's what's important. If you don't have a strong relationship with your aunts and uncles, kick rocks.
I mean, I know it's easier said than done. Again, for this, because she wants to please everyone. You're just gonna have to be straightforward with your grandmother, and hopefully you don't kill her.
I think this is what, John, she'll be fine. I think this is what a lot of people did like about the pandemic weddings, was that they had no choice but to cut their list. So like if you didn't postpone to get married the following year, like you had to cut down your list, and people who you really didn't want there, it was an easy excuse to say, sorry, COVID regulations.
Or compromise in a way where maybe you do just elope, do something more inexpensive, elope with just your husband or your fiance and your immediate and his immediate, and then have a party.
Yeah, they could do that
There's a
and
way to, like,
accommodate to other people, but it's like, at
I
what
mean, it's
point?
just a different avenue that she can go down for this. You either do that, so it's kind of compromising, or you talk to your grandma straight up and be like, unfortunately, no, this is the list. This is all
And
I
you
can
also
do.
can say, like, my future husband's family, his aunts and uncles aren't going to be there either. Like, it's not just.
She doesn't give a fuck about that. I can tell you right now. The grandma doesn't care about
Okay.
who's
I just
coming
think,
or
like,
not coming.
grandmas like to make a stink, but once you put your foot down, they understand.
Right. What is she going to do? Take a swing at you?
Maybe. Your grandma did. All right.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, it's fine.
She didn't know what she was doing.
All right, next question. A childhood friend sent me an invitation to her wedding, but did not include anything on the invitation or the online RSVP for my boyfriend of almost 4 years. My boyfriend and I have lived together for over 2 years and have been looking at engagement rings the past couple of months, so it's definitely a serious relationship. My friend has known about him since our second month of dating and likes all of our photos together. We live a few hours from one another, so I haven't seen her in person in years, and she has not met my boyfriend in person. Side note, they did go to the same college, and she had dated someone in his fraternity, and he remembers her. A mutual friend thinks she must have made a mistake in not inviting him / giving me a guest so he could come, but I feel like that's not a common mistake. How should I approach the situation? Asking her if he could come seems awkward and rude, but I don't really want to spend all the money to go to a wedding to be alone the whole time, as I'll only know a couple of people there.
I think you're justified. I think the fact that you have been with this person for over 4 years and the one getting married knows about them, it's protocol to give that person a +1. If
Right.
it's somebody they just started dating, like I get not giving a +1, but they should know better. Maybe they do, devil's advocate. Like, I think you definitely say something. Don't be embarrassed and just make sure before you jump the gun, you know?
I
Maybe
think
just
like to assume that he wasn't invited because you've been together for so long is only going to do, like, don't assume. I think that's only going to do more damage. I would address the situation
sure,
as
like
well.
you said, spending all this money, like your time and energy to go to this wedding, I think
And like, what's
you're
the
justified.
worst that she's going to say? No. And then you can make your decision and be like, okay, unfortunately, I won't be able to go.
Well, you just be like,
you know.
okay, I understand.
Yeah,
and then
I got it.
Make some shit up later.
I think communication is key when it comes to these things. Like, I had boyfriends in the past that weren't invited to weddings, and I think when you're
Because they were all suckers.
they all sucked. But
They knew. Your
I
friends knew they were
also
like they were trash.
what I'm just ignoring you, John. I'm just ignoring you. But I think it just depends on the couple. It depends on your relationship with them. I don't know. I wouldn't care if someone we gave everyone +1s, but a lot of times it does come back down to budget. And if people have different regulations for their own guest list, like you got to be married, you got to be engaged if we haven't met them, blah, blah, blah. So I think just put it out there, ask, and maybe it was a mistake, maybe it wasn't, but
You've been with this person for 4 years. You should get a +1, like no matter what. That's ridiculous. Just ask her. Nip it in the bud, ask her, be polite about it, play dumb, whatever, and then make your decision afterwards.
This is, though, a very touchy subject in the wedding world. Like guest list +1s, etiquette around that.
Don't expect someone to show up alone. If you're going to invite somebody, honestly, they should get a +1. If they're out of state, whatever, like, honestly, even if they just started dating someone, they should get a +1 because you don't know if they know anyone. Like, it's uncomfortable going somewhere by yourself. So you should plan out your wedding according to that. And people are like, well, I can only have a small list. Then only invite the people that you can. Like, I don't know what to fucking tell you, but to make people go alone I don't like that.
I mean, I think if they have groups, if you know that someone's going to come regardless of a date or not, because like it's a group of friends that all hang out, you know what I mean? Like they might not need a +1, but I don't know. I think like, I just say give everyone a +1 if you can. And if not, to your point, like cut your guest list down. To your point also, if you haven't met them, if they just started dating, there's different things, but I vote the more the merrier.
Oh, I know. Yeah, just ask her. Cool. Done.
Communicate.
Communication.
John, what's your ick? I have plenty, Alex. I have so many icks for you.
I don't know. What have we fought about recently?
Fought about? You want me to go first?
Go ahead.
My ick is, and I'll sandwich this. I want to say, John is a clean person, which I appreciate. He's very proactive when it comes to doing cleaning chores.
Clean.
However, you are not a deep cleaner. So when it comes to certain things, I'm like, okay, but did you Clorox it? Did you scrub the toilet? Did you wash these sheets? Like, you think that it is perfectly acceptable to leave sheets that have been slept in and then have other guests come. Like, if we have guests coming over, I'll be like, we got to like wash these sheets. We had guests in them last time and haven't washed them. And John's like, well, They were only slept in once. Leave them. I'm like, that is disgusting. If I'm staying over someone's house, I expect those sheets to be cleaned for me. I expect them to be clean, not leftover sheets from their brother who visited 3 months ago.
I feel like Goose staring at me right now. Good.
Don't worry.
We washed the sheets for you tonight.
But if it wasn't for me, John would have you be
Your cousin slept in it one night.
Sleeping in crusty sheets. So that's just my ick with you. And it's like a legitimate ick because is this a normal thing though? Like, do people not wash sheets for their guests?
I normally always wash the sheets if we do. I just did not feel like doing it.
I know, but how many people don't feel like doing it? And they're like, I'm like, that's like going to a hotel and they're like,
I agree. You're right. It's gross.
It's disgusting. That's my ick with
That's
you.
why you fucking did it. I was too busy scrubbing the floors.
John, I'm not saying that
and
you
now
don't
it's a deep
do
clean.
things.
And I deep clean that.
I'm not saying that you don't do things, but I'm saying like, if it wasn't for me, you would let your.
If it wasn't for me, shut up.
I'm just saying you need to raise your standards of what a deep clean is what is required. It's true. It's true.
I'm not gonna go down this like dick measuring contest of who cleans what.
I'm not.
Who
it's not a dick measuring
actually
contest.
cleans better than the other person.
But I'm just thinking too, like when we started dating, like how long were your sheets there until you like at what age were those sheets that I was sleeping in?
I'd clean the sheets. You know what I never cleaned was the comforter.
That's also disgusting because you don't use the top sheet.
No, I don't use the top sheet. I haven't got bed bugs yet.
You're a dusty, crusty, greasy man. Thank God you met me. Well, thank God you met me, Alex. Thank God you met me. Yeah.
Man, I'm trying to think of an ick, and I just like.
You said in the beginning, I stopped you from eating your chicken at the premiere.
Yeah, that was some bullshit. I don't know. I can't really think of anything.
I'm shocked. Usually you have a whole note.
I mean, I feel like we've had a crazy week, so testy with each other, doing stuff. I'm kind of annoyed that you waited to do a project that you could have done a week before that I worked on, and you could have done it, but instead you waited till last minute because you thrive under chaos. But thriving under chaos for you means yelling at me.
What?
And that not cool.
When did I yell at you?
Because you're in you get in stress mode. Like we got so much stuff going on.
When did I take it out on you?
You get testy.
When though?
When? Today,
Maybe that's
yesterday.
just because I'm hungry, not because I'm working. Ooh.
Okay. Anyways, guys, read a review, Alex.
You read a review.
All
Sure, right. You read it.
I'll read a review. I'm gonna read a review right now. My Jenny Binger, Binger. I don't know what that means. 5 stars. Hey, Alex and John, both of you are hilarious, and I have binged all the episodes in past 12 months. I am kind of sad. I only have like 18 episodes left. Guess I have to start waiting each week. Yes, you do. And thank you for that
amazing
review.
Thank you so much, guys.
Like, subscribe, email, do all those things, comment. Oh, we just started putting
videos on Facebook.
The long form videos on Facebook.
Yes, so we're on Facebook as well.
Facebook, YouTube.
So if you guys want to give us your 5-star reviews, that's what we appreciate, your positive feedback. So thank you so much. And if you want to reach us.
I actually like any feedback, to be honest. I'm going to read them either way.
Mostly the positive ones.
But positive's good, because that's the only one I'm going to read on here.
You could reach us at hello@giveittomestraightpodcast.com, and you can find us at Give It To Me Straight Podcast everywhere else. Thank you guys, and we will see you next week.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye.